Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Big Shook, host of the Undrafted Outlaw Sports Show. Man, listen, if you want some real down south, Louisiana-style Cajun food, you need to go check out DB's Cajun Kitchen. Yo, they got lobster and grits, seafood boils, signature fries, signature po' boys, signature egg rolls, and desserts. Oh, and my favorite, them gumbo tacos. Yo, they open from 11 to 8, Wednesday to Monday, 7 to 5:30 on Sunday. Located in North Las Vegas at 4343 North Rancho Drive. They even have to-go orders and catering. Hit them up, 725-780-1850, or go to the website, dbcajunkitchen.com. So, yo, don't just tell your friends about me. Tell them about DB's Cajun Kitchen.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209. Give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Tune in every Thursday.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 702.5 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
What's the deal, people? We are in the building, and welcome to this special edition of Let's Talk of Love right here on the spiciest and hottest station, period, Hot 702.5. I hope y'all ready to talk some love with us. Come on in here where we talk about real life matters of the heart, because, we all have a heart, right? And we probably should talk about the things that matters to us, right? And we definitely want to make sure that we fill up your cup and make sure that we have solutions, right? We can talk, but if we have some solutions, it can actually do something and heal you and fill up your soul. And I am your favorite prescriber, Miss Love Doctor. Welcome. And we have a beautiful guest of love in the building. We are going to welcome the beautiful Dr. Nicola into the building. Nicola.
Queen, how are you?
I gotta say it right. Nicola,
yes.
Nicola.
It probably is Nicola. My mom, I'm from Jamaica. My family's Caribbean, so
she say Nicola.
It's Nicola. She be like, Nicola.
Welcome, how you doing?
What's going on?
What going on, man? I love Jamaica. They asked me, where is the place that you can go to over and over? And Jamaica is definitely one of those places. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I feel so comfortable. I do know why. Let's not front like I don't know why, but I feel so comfortable and at home when I'm there, and the people are so warm and welcoming. And I just wish I could find this man that had this cart.
Girl, not the cart, man.
I have never tasted jerk chicken like that ever.
Oh, it was
again.
on the real grill.
He was just on the side of the road. He said,
in the barrel
"Hey,
grill.
Pretty girl, taste my chicken." I said, "Listen, I only brought so much money out," which I do when I'm on vacation. I was like, and I don't want to, He said, "No, I just want you to taste it." And I was like, okay. I was so mad that I didn't have no money. Nobody else had any money with them. And I went back looking for him the next day and could not find him.
It was the barrel grill. That's the difference.
Ooh, child. Mm-hmm. So you know how to make that?
I do.
Okay, all right.
I'm domesticated by choice at this point in my life, but I am. People love when I say I'm a cook. Everybody just come to the house. So I got you. Come to Atlanta. I got you, baby.
Okay, we're booking flights ASAP. Okay, but definitely we want to welcome you in. And First things first, I would love for people to know you. Who is Nicola?
Okay, so peace, kings and queens. My name is Dr. Nicola Mitchell. I am a national best-selling author. I have written 19 books. I have 2 more coming out this year. I have helped over 1,000 authors publish their books, from Omar Tyree, the U.S. Dream Academy, Aaron Afalo, the basketball player. I recently did Tamika Scott's cookbook. What else do I do? And I also am the founder of Girls Who Brunch Tour. Girls Who Brunch, we take girls ages 9 through 17. We give them a girls empowerment conference. We bring in girls basically from the sex trade, girls in group home, girls in foster care, and then I put them with girls from a better circumstance. Nobody knows your background. We're in here like sisterhood, we're breaking that stigma. Sometimes we as women do, like we judging people from the way they look at their job, whatever. So nobody knows your background. We're all sisters, almost like a sorority type. Mm-hmm. And as of date, we have serviced 41,000 girls worldwide.
And it's so important for us to stop the them versus us business, mm-hmm. because we're so much stronger and so much empowered together, mm-hmm. than we are separately, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I think like a lot of times with these conversations that we have on Let's Talk Love, it is to show like you are not alone.
Right.
We're not going through things just individually, like, oh, that's just you, that's just your circumstance, and you deal with that the best way you can. But the beauty of it is having these type of conversations and empowerment events, it shows, oh, I could do that. Mm-hmm. I could have did that. Or, we pull from each other.
Yes, ma'am.
And pick. And it's almost like planting your own garden.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love that. So as far as like getting women from like sex trades and things like that, how do you feel that helps and kind of fills that void for them?
Well, number one, being a girl who was victimized when I was young, I love you too. When I was young, I was victimized and I felt like I was lost. Nobody heard me. So what I try to do is give the voice to the voiceless. In the beginning, I would cold call organizations and say, hey, we are coming to this city. I'm willing to give you 20 free tickets if you need more. We can give it to you at the group rate. But I wanted these girls to come in. So initially, Girls Who Brunch was not a 501c3 when I first started. And I was like, okay, we're going to sponsor 50 girls. Well, it ended up being 100 girls, 150 girls. They're like, okay, we got more girls, but we don't have the funding. We have more girls, but because what I learned too, stick a pin in it, these organizations have to do something with these girls once a month. They have to have activities. A lot of times they don't have anything to take them to, or anybody that's going to them, letting them know, hey, we got this coming up. So I would, call them out, especially if they'll say, oh, we don't have the bus. Well, you guys do have that.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to do these things. So we were like forcing them in. But now that we do it, I don't even have to call. Once we come to a city, it's almost sold out. So it's pretty dope, the dynamics, how the tables have turned. But I just really want to give these girls like a 6-figure conference feel. I go into the hood in every city. Roseland in Chicago.
Hood to hood. I was born in Roseland.
Hood. You was born in Roseland? Hey! I go into the hood of cities and,
yes.
and do these events because I want to be able to bring these girls. I want to walk in if they need to.
That's amazing. So you started out which is 50, and 100 showed up.
No. So I would sponsor tickets. I've never had less than 250.
Wow.
So starting off, my very first event was 250 girls.
So why do you think that in the beginning you had to kind of coerce them? If they're already in this space of community work, why do you think you kind of had to like push them to see that your purpose is beneficial?
I think sometimes too there's so many people, it's almost oversaturated, that are saying they're doing work, but they had to come to our event to see the difference in it, to see the uniqueness about it. And so it's one of those things, like you go to Sam's Club and they give you that free tester.
Yeah.
So then you can go buy that bulk pack when you see how good it is.
Uh-huh.
That's the concept and the thought process I have with this organization. I don't have a problem just proving to you the first time.
Yeah.
I promise you, by the time it's time to come back, you're going to have sponsors for us. You're going to have all these things for us because you're going to believe in the program and the movement.
I understand that on a few levels.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so first and foremost, I definitely want to congratulate you on your Lifetime movie. And of course, we need to talk about that, and you can tell the people about it.
Okay.
But the question that I have is, how did you feel watching it yourself?
Oh my gosh. So I am an executive producer on the movie, so I was there when it was filming in Canada. And I didn't write the script, but I did speak it out. It was like a therapy session with the writers. Shout out to Adam. He's a white Jewish man in Chicago. And we went back and forth. It was like maybe the 5th script. Okay. And so when watching it being filmed and seeing it in person was totally different. And I watched it alongside with Tatiana for the first time. We were at Black Girls Rock Film Festival. And we watched it there. And it was just like an outer body experience. You know, sometimes I still suffer from that imposter syndrome. Like, I have all these accolades. I've done all these things. I've done all these great things. So many people tell me they love me. But I still sometimes see myself as that little girl who was abused, who people talked about, who people thought were different, who didn't have as much as everybody else. And I forget that, like, I am worth it. So I always still pep talk myself to this day. I was just telling my nephew this morning, shout out to Urel, he is my assistant for the day. I said, I still suffer from anxiety. Yeah. I woke up this morning feeling so overwhelmed and anxious about everything that's happening this week. So it was still surreal watching that, but I am worth it. I do deserve it. And it was just beautiful. It was beautifully made.
And it's like you're here, you're in it, you're present.
Yeah.
It is sometimes hard to pat yourself on the back.
Yeah.
Especially when you do come from a specific background or you didn't get that growing up.
Right.
And you know you're doing it. You know you're in it. You know you're doing the work. You know why you're doing the work.
Right.
But you never kind of like step out. And I think for me, I always promise God how humble I will always be.
Yeah.
But sometimes humble it's too humble. Like, I'm too humble, you know, so I get that.
Me too.
I get it 100% what you're saying.
Me too. I walk into a room now. I know my body language and the light that God has given me shines. So I can walk in a room and I don't say anything, but people know that I'm somebody. And that's always been. So when I was being abused when I was young, I didn't realize that was a light that God was shining out. And that's why these attackers were coming after me, right? And I used to think it was something wrong with me. So once I understood what that light was and seen it and really learned how to control it, I don't have to say who I am. I don't have to be bragatory. I don't have to say, oh, do y'all know what I do? You're going to try to figure out who I am. Mm-hmm. You're going to try to come to me. Even the people who hate me love me, because there's no, you really cannot not like me, because even in disagreement, I'm going to come at you and listen to what you're saying and apologize, because maybe I said something that's going to offend you. But I am super humble, and I think that is what has gotten me here. Prayer without work is dead, right? So God said, if you pray and have faith that it's going to happen, you have to do the work behind it. But also, I do believe being humble and just letting your work speak for you is what got me to this point.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I love that. Okay, so what would you say was one of your favorite, I'm going to use the word outtakes of the movie? Because like you said, you got to watch it from actually multiple lenses, because it's your story. So you were there, present, and then you got to see it being acted out, and then you were able to watch it on film.
So my two things, from the production side and from the film side. One of my favorite outtakes was how beautifully they shown Girls Who Brunch. That was my actual signage. They shipped it in to Canada and things. So they wanted to be true to what we were doing in the very first couple of years. So I love the way they told the story. They romanticized my organization to make people fall in love with it and really show the sweetness and the essence of it. So that was a beautiful outtake. But the production side, a beautiful outtake was again learning my voice and understanding that power. You know, I wanted to be an executive producer just because I was a writer, and I was like, okay, that's going to be another notch on my writer's belt. But a lot of things could not be done unless I agreed upon it, all the way down to hair designs, all the way down to the way my voice was.
Come on, executive producer.
And also, I wasn't going to do it unless it was contingent that I had a black female director.
Okay.
So I didn't, again, though that was a beautiful outtake because I learned the power that you have when you put yourself in those positions.
Yeah. It's your story, so you should have that type of power anyway.
But a lot of people don't.
Well, they don't realize that they do, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so just two more things. Do you still talk to the baby from the library?
So in the movie, that was Lifetime. Lifetime got a small budget, so we could not include all the babies, right? It was a lot of babies.
About that one, because I felt like she was the one that pushed you, right?
It was a bunch of them. So real version of the story, I was the featured author at this bookstore. These girls came in from Gullah Islands. They never seen a black author in a bookstore, and they didn't know pizza came in a box.
Oh, no.
And so it was a bunch of them. It was listening to all of these little girls, and it was crazy to me. I felt like being from Jamaica, that's something a girl from a third world country would say, not some girls from modern day America. So it was a lot of babies, but I do talk to all of them. They're grown now. Mm-hmm. One of them just graduated from high school last year. She is in her freshman year of college, and she's doing her mom's content. So it's like, it's so crazy seeing my kids grow up with me. And there was a little girl on the stage I was dancing. Again, it was a smaller budget with Lifetime. She was actually representing Amaya Rockstar. Amaya Rockstar performed in every city from my first year of the tour. Amaya's now grown. I just went to her house. She fed me. She has a baby. She graduated from college. So it's like to see them all grow up.
Their family.
It's amazing, yeah.
Okay, so then the last thing is a part that really stuck out to me was the reminder.
Okay.
And I thought that was so powerful because, like you just said, sometimes we have to be our own reminder. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we have to remember our power and understand for one, I'll just say it, as an African-American queen.
Yes, ma'am. We
do possess power.
Yes,
and we're in a world who tries to definitely strip us from that.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you had to give yourself a reminder today, what would that be?
As long as you have breath in your body, you can change your circumstance. I changed my circumstance. Yes. And I'm continuing to change my circumstance. So as long as I'm alive, God allow me to take another breath, I can continue to change my circumstance.
And we're just going to drop the mic on that. Okay. But it is important for you guys to know that because we get to an age, and I'm guilty of it. You get to an age where you're like, it's too late for this. It's too late for that. And it's really not. It's not. You didn't do it when you wanted to do it, right, or your life and circumstances hindered you from doing it. And that's truly my story. And we'll talk about the fact that when I was watching your story and when I was, digging into you a little bit, because I had been hearing about you a lot. And people were like, you're the love doctor. Why aren't you with Girls That Brunch? And I was like, I don't know. And they're like, did you meet Nicola with Girls That Brunch? And I was like, no. I've never met her.
Who's this lady?
Yes. But I do believe in spirits and fate and things coming back around full circle. And so when he was like, hey, do you want this opportunity? And I thought she was talking about somebody completely different. So I hit this person up and I was like, hey, if you wanted to be on the radio show, why didn't you just tell me? And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, okay, let me bring it back. Let me figure out what we're talking about exactly. Right. But there were so many similarities in your story, in your passion, in the things that you do. First things first, I was like, what is her zodiac sign?
Good Cap.
Oh, big Cap. I knew it. I was like, wait a minute. But I could just, like it is the energy and you can feel it. And I think that Capricorns are often misunderstood. But our hearts are so big.
Yeah.
Our
Tell the
hearts is
people.
so big. And we do a segment called Chatting with the Cap. So maybe that's when you can come back.
I'm going to come back for that.
And we just chat and we talk about videos and everything. And I had a video and it was 5 myths about Capricorns. And it was like, they're so mean and all they care about is money. And he was like, false. He said it was false. He was like, they're misunderstood and they're blunt and direct. It's a difference.
I am so direct, but you don't know if I'm blessing you or cursing you at the same time.
Amen.
But, I'm super direct. And if I start speaking slowly, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I do not have time for you to misunderstand what I'm saying to you.
I need you to understand the words that come out my mouth.
I need you to understand that. So we got good Capricorn energy in here today.
Yes.
Okay, so make sure you guys check out her movie. It is Giving Hope on Lifetime. It's an amazing watch, and Tatiana Ali did a great job. When you said the voice, I knew because she was talking in a very particular way, and it was like you said, slowed down and soft and subtle.
Yeah.
But I think too, and I said I was going to move on, but I really, really loved the sisterhood between you and your sister.
Oh, to this day.
Yeah.
And my sister, again, small budget with Lifetime, she's representing 2 of my sisters. So my oldest sister that raised me and my younger sister. So they put them together. So my older sister, she passed away, so that was still her old. That's why she was older. The character was older, but my sister, to this day,
that's your dog.
That's my dog.
Okay, so let's get into what you have going on. And you did say something about your anxiety and everything. So when you have huge events like this, what are you doing for self-care and to kind of keep yourself centered?
So I go to the gym 3 times a week, the minimum, right? I just recently got off of radiation, though. I'm a cancer survivor. And a couple of months ago, one of the videographers from the movie is on here. Hey, Danielle. So they had... a couple months ago, they found some cancer cells, so I was put back on radiation. So I was not able to go to the gym as much because my energy was not there. I've been in the bed for like the last 45 days to prepare for this. So I just got off radiation like 2.5 weeks ago. And with that being said, that not going to the gym was stressing me out because it gives me peace. I would go first thing in the morning, and working out was allowing me to clear my head to do what I needed to do, right, for the rest of the day. So that was stressing me out. I get a massage a couple times a week.
Love language.
Yes, I get a massage a couple times a week, and I listen to music. And so, like, right now, I've been listening to Yeba's Heartbreak on repeat. That's a therapeutic song for me.
Okay.
So yesterday I woke up kind of anxious. I was listening to that on repeat. But those are things that you have to figure out what is your niche. I think the problem too, because mental health is such a cliche now. People think because you have anxiety, because you're bipolar or whatever, that means they have to deal with you being rude or obnoxious or things like that. And I feel like you have to figure out a way to maintain your anxiety and what type of tips work for you. And if you cannot maintain it by yourself, then maybe a little medication may work. But I really try to do the natural path way first. But to this day, I suffer from seasonal depression.
Okay.
And anxiety.
Okay. I think in mental health is my jam. My motto for my company is love is mental health. Mm-hmm. Right? Because if we don't have love, that plays a big important part on your mental health. Mm-hmm. And people don't realize how broken they truly are. So I think that's amazing that you're doing that. And music is one of my love languages as well. So I have a self-love affirmation playlist. Okay. And I was listening to it on repeat on the way here. Mm-hmm. And I'll share that with you.
Yeah,
I'll share that with you. And it's just something to like, and like I said, if you at the gym, you could be brushing your teeth, getting dressed. Mm-hmm. And most times I'll listen to it while I'm sleeping. Mm-hmm. So that it subconsciously is always feeding me what I need to know about myself. Mm-hmm. So she just says like some powerful things, 45 minutes. You getting dressed or you in the car on your ride, listening to her. When you get out, you ready to go.
Yeah.
You are full, because you remember, like, I do need to love myself. Only way that I'm going to heal this heart is to put love back in it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I also want to add something else to that, listening to playlists and things, but God has blessed me with so many amazing people around me that drop gems on me at the right time. And so self-love and taking care of your mental space is also like my brand advisor. She's about to get on the plane and come out here. She's like, hey, she sent me a long email, and I'm thinking it's about something with the tour. She said it was just pretty much like not answering the phone. For right now. She was like, and it was so crazy. I should have read the email first because I woke up to some stuff this morning, right? That kind of threw me off.
Right.
And so it was like God sends you these things too within people, within situations. Even now with this conversation, you just gave me another playlist to add on, right? But there's so many different pieces that you can connect, but your network is your net worth. And if your network is not pouring into you, they're not seeing where your flaws are, because we're all flawed.
Yeah.
And if they're not seeing where your flaw is, then they don't necessarily need to be around you. I mean, and let's change that. They can see where your flaw is, but if they're not helping you gain and grow that flaw and nurture that flaw, then they don't need to be around you. Because there's some people that will pick at your flaw, but it's not giving you any solutions or resolution.
And be comfortable with speaking towards that flaw. Like, hey, Frank, you know, yesterday, you was a little edgy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, was I? I didn't even notice, because sometimes we get so wrapped up in the day-to-day life and what we have going on that we do, spill out a little bit. And sometimes it's definitely good to have a network of people who love and support you. So that you are 100% right. But speaking of the tour, tell us about Girls Who Brunch.
So Girls Who
Tour.
Brunch.
I gotta, branding is everything.
Yeah,
Girls
please
Who
add
Brunch
the
tour.
We're in the process of getting that trademark right now. So yes, because there's so many Girls Who Brunches, right? So with the tour, we have serviced 41,000 girls worldwide. We are in Africa, St. Lucia, many cities within the United States. And what we do, like I said, we bring these girls in. I'm bringing in the who's who of that community. I try to bring as many celebrities as possible, things that are not necessarily obtainable to these girls, and letting them see what God can give you. And I tell them, if they're on the panel, I don't care. You are not Beyonce. You did not wake up like this. Please tell the truth how you got here. Ooh. Please talk about what fears or stressors or things you got here. So these girls, when they see you, and they're going to receive what you're saying even more, right? And so with my tour, it's really fun. It's very high energy. Everybody is dancing. So when you come speak in August, be prepared. Get your favorite two-step or whatever.
Oh, I got it. Oh,
you know, everybody is dancing, and this is going to bring the girls, allow them to open up. I give them prizes in the beginning for dancing, and then they get prizes for what they learn. And it's such a beautiful thing when the whole room stands up. I'll say, anybody 9 to 11, tell me what you learned. When I say everybody, and I'm like the speech at Easter with the mic, everybody get to say what they learned, as long as they telling me something different.
Yeah.
Girl, these
I know
babies,
your heart is just so full.
Every city that I go to, these babies will sit there. I learned this. I learned about self-care. What about self-care? I learned about nail care. What about nail care? And you're just bringing them out. But these are little tools that they're getting as well. This may be a future motivational speaker. This moment right here may amplify something in them later on.
It's
you never
definitely
know.
Amplifying something in them because you're pouring into them. And I'm a big advocate of that, is that no matter how we want to look at it, these children are the future.
Exactly.
And if we're not pouring into them, then what are we doing?
Exactly.
Because we're going to just leave them empty? We can't.
No.
We can't. And we can't. This is something that's very personal for me for different reasons, but we can't just wash our hands with these kids. You can't throw your kids away. You can't say, I don't want them. You made them. If you don't have the resources and the tools, find some. Just like you scroll on social media and you find that outfit you want or that wig that you want or that whatever your niche is, find the resources and the tools you need to help your child because they're out there.
Oh, that is such a word. Let me tell you, I say that too. So now we can't heal these kids if we're not healing the parents. So when the kids are going to class, the parents are going to class. Mm-hmm. Right? And even with the panel discussions, these are questions, because I'm the moderator, so I'm creating the questions, right? It's like a conversation just like this.
Capricorn energy.
Come on, big Cap over here, okay? So I will say, like, if we're talking about bullying, because parents will blow their kid off. My youngest child was 9 years old who killed herself from online bullying, right? So I'll say to the parents, too, the same way you're listening to your homegirl and your sister and your mama talk about your man, the girl that's getting on your nerves, your job, whatever, please give that attention to your child, because the bullying and this stuff is different than when it was when we were little. We had to fight somebody and come home and we're in peace. Now the stuff is still online. The stuff is still in front of them on their phones, the texts. It's nonstop. So as an adult, you can't take it. Yes. How can a child take it?
Yes. I often remind parents, I always make them step back into the age of their child. Take a step back. Mm-hmm. How icky was that for you?
Exactly.
Like, let's be honest. And then they'll be like, ooh. Like just that small little glimpse. You haven't even like revisited that space, but give your baby some grace. Look at what age they are. Look at what's going on as puberty hit.
Yes.
You know how it felt during puberty. We know how it felt monthly. So,
girl,
let's just be clear on what your baby may be feeling. And I had a parent, she's like, I don't know what's wrong with her. I just can't understand her. Her attitude is bad and yada, yada, yada. So I started peeling back those layers, and she started crying. Why are you crying? My grandfather passed. And I said, so are you grieving? I said, I'm heavy. Is your baby grieving too?
Exactly.
Blew her mind. Never thought that she's feeling the same pain that you're feeling. It was her grandfather too.
Right.
And it's like sometimes it does just take somebody else to be a little bit more compassionate to the parents as well.
Right.
Because maybe nobody was compassionate to them.
One of my talks that has gone viral on so many different platforms is communication, because this little girl was talking about her daddy, so hard. And I'm like, sometimes we as parents do not know how to communicate. It may be a fear why he doesn't want you to do these things, right? But instead of just telling our kids what this fear is, we're like, no, you can't do this. No, you can't do that, right? And so when you're doing these things, though, these kids now are not knowing how to communicate in the future. But as parents, we have to break that curse. But the issue is nobody communicated with us.
Right.
So how do you know? Only thing you was told to shut up, be quiet.
Stay in a child's place.
Stay in a child's place, right? But if you want to break those things, but while we were staying in this child's place, we didn't say about that uncle who touched us. We didn't say about this girl is bullying us. All these things that are affecting us now as grown adults.
Yeah. And they'll say, well, what kind of stress would they have? They're a child.
It's a lot.
Because this is serious, and I know we are all off topic, but we're on topic. And I had to tell this father, I said, stay in the child's place. What kind of stress do they have? You're going through a divorce. Well, this isn't their divorce, is it not?
It is.
Is it not their divorce? Where is their place? In your home? Is there peace in your home, or is it chaos in your home? Their place is with you. So if you're all tore up, what do you think is happening to this child? And he was just like, what? Never thought about the fact that this divorce is tearing him up, but he wants the child to just sit and hush and not feel. I'm like, they are born with hearts, brains, lungs, everything that you have, it just grows and develops, and it's up to you. Yeah. Early childhood development is definitely a passion of mine. But let's get back to the event.
You're preaching.
Because, baby, we can go, okay?
You're preaching, baby.
It's real. Because it's real. And you know what? When people care, you care. And you can't uncare. You can't unsee or undo or unfeel.
Right.
And I'm such an empath. Sometimes I get on my own nerves, okay? So tell me, what does STEM mean for the people who may not know? Because I know that is the power, it's being powered by Microsoft, your event. So, and how does that affect the girls that are going to come?
So, STEM, this is a STEM-based event, but I really push STEAM. So it's science, technology, arts, mathematics, and engineering, right? Okay. And I push it because I'm a writer, I'm an artist. So I always try to incorporate music writing, things like that in the programming. But it's a big deal. We're bringing in the black coders. That create computer programs and Xbox games and things like that. We're bringing in the producer of Xbox is a black woman. From Jamaica, right?
Okay.
Excuse me, Asia. Wagwan, right? We're bringing in Jennifer Williams. She is the president of the USA team, basketball team.
Okay.
We're bringing in the six-figure spa chick. She's made six figures off of teaching people how to make passive income off of their spas. We're bringing in just some WNBA players, Alicia Clark, just so many people, right? So I really tailored this like Oprah's masterclass. She's bringing in the best of the best to pour into these folks, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm bringing the best of the best to teach these classes and to let them see black women in male-orientated positions. Okay. And how they can get there. And it's not that hard to get there. Yeah. And they're making careers off of things that they just like to play. Yeah. That you can become a professional gamer. What does that look like? Oh, yeah. And that's what I try to do. That's what I'm doing.
Shout out to Microsoft. I did go to a conference for them. Mm-hmm. And I did... Sorry. Actually, my nonprofit was actually sponsored by Microsoft as well. Okay. So once I saw you on the radio show with Darrell, I'm like, hey, I remember him. I know him. And he's actually supposed to come on the show, but we were like emailing back and forth. But I think that's amazing, something that they're doing to pour back into the black community because it's needed.
So Las Vegas is one of those communities as well in the top 20%, I think, of lack of technology in the African American field. So Darrell, this is even bigger for him to partner with me doing this, but he took it a step further. Like, God, let me tell y'all this. Let me get off subject real quick. I'm going to tell everybody. Because we're good at that. Nurture every relationship because you do not know where it's going. Yeah. I met Darrell in a restaurant. Okay. Comedy. We were just joking. How many months later, this happened? You never know who you're talking to and what they can do. Darrell, with Microsoft, they are creating us an app. Is launching actually at the event. They created a Girls Who Brunch Tour events app. And this is the prototype version of it. Eventually by May, the girls will be able to communicate with all the girls, the speakers and everything through the app. For every event, they'll have access to see archive footage of things. But they're also creating me a human trafficking app. So
that's huge.
Who would think a conversation in a restaurant about something funny would bring you here? So I always say, smile at everybody. We as black people sometimes too have this mean look. Smile, speak. Everybody's not trying to talk to you. They're not trying to holler at you, right? You don't have to put your head down. Nurture these relationships. Follow up. A lot of times too, I'm a coach as well for businesses. A lot of times people say, well, I emailed them. They didn't respond. Follow up. Yeah. Show them. You could, like, again, that tester at Sam's Club. Show them why they need to invest in you. Make that first opportunity be the best opportunity. So then once it's done, they want to do way more things. Yeah. And that's how I approach everything. But that's some nuggets I can give y'all for free.
Come on, Coach. We appreciate that. Everybody needs a coach. We always say that. Okay, so I love that. And how do girls sign up for this event?
So the registration is closed, but because I'm on this this show today, I am giving away 2 free tickets. So if you email us parents at Girls Who Brunch Tour, all spelled out, GIRLS, Who Brunch Tour at Gmail, and say that you heard me on the Let's Talk Love show today, you want your child to attend, we will allow them to come to the event on Friday, and we are also taking 40 girls to the fan experience at the Mandalay Bay on Thursday.
Wow. What time is the event?
The event on Friday is 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And breakfast is going to be served at 9 and registration, but it actually starts promptly at 10. And they do get credit for being out of school because it's a STEM-based event. And and also on Thursday, they get credit for coming. They're going to learn, they're going to have fun and turn up at the same time.
That is going to be so impactful. I cannot wait to see what they took from it. Because that's really the gem. It's like, what did you take from it?
If you want to come, you can come by.
I wanted to come.
You can come on, girl. I add you to the list.
Okay. But for me, like big Capricorn energy. If you need my help with anything, I would prefer to come and be of assistance to you. I would love to just show up, of course, but I know there's many moving parts. Yeah. So you might be like, you know what? We need you at registration, and I'm going to be there for you. So you just let me know if you need to plug me anywhere. I am here for you.
I will connect you with Tasha.
Oh, her name's Tasha.
Yes, her name is Tasha.
Hey, Tasha.
She runs all the volunteers in every city.
Wow.
And then there's a team in every city. So my family is the team in Las Vegas. So my Auntie Pat would be your day of coordinator of what needs to be done. Okay. But I'll definitely connect you with Tasha.
Your sister told you on the movie that you need a team.
Baby, there's a team in every city. There is. In all 28 cities, there's a team. 28
cities. And you have other countries as well.
Mm-hmm. Nigeria and St. Lucia. And we're in the process of creating Grenada.
That is amazing. I can't wait to get to Africa. Okay, so you guys know, make sure if you want your daughters to come out to such an amazing event, like she said, mention Let's Talk Love, email Girls Who Brunch Tour at gmail.com and get your babies in there because it sounds like it's such an amazing thing. I can't wait to see everything that you're doing. But this is a show about love, so we are not going to get away from that.
Okay.
So you've been all over the place doing amazing interviews. The world knows who you are. But, of course, I want to know, first of all, what is something that you haven't been able to express? Like, maybe you've gotten these interviews and we're asking you specific questions. But what is something that you want to get out there that you haven't had a chance to say, or maybe feel like you were censored? Because, this is a safe space. You could talk about what you want to talk about here.
So because we're on this show, we're going to go there, right? In terms of love, I think too, as professional Black women who are leaders, and we also come across as alpha because we're working and we're doing these things, that sometimes it feels like you are not getting the love that you want or attracting the type of men that you want. I do think that you have to become happy with yourself. So sometimes we throw ourselves into work and we do these things to bypass whatever hurt and pain. I think if you really focus on the hurt, correct that, learn what the hurt is, go to therapy, figure it out, you will start projecting that energy. That pheromones is going to come out, and you're going to be projecting the type of men. And we always pray for what we want, right? And that manifestation game is super real. Mine is dope. Like, I swear to God, everything I said, I was like, I want a doctorate. I ain't going back to school. I want a doctorate. They offered me 2. I said, I want a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. Only thing I have not gotten as of date was and this is on my vision board, a Nobel Peace Prize laureate.
Let's go.
And so how do you got to get that? You have to have an international event. So now I got St. Lucia and Africa. So it's coming, right? So these are things. So I know the power of my tongue is so real. And I pray for certain things. So sometimes if you're praying for a man or you're praying for a situation, you got to be very specific.
Oh, yes.
And I think, too, if it doesn't work out, you may just have to tweak that prayer. So now you may have to add on, I need somebody that's a little sensitive, that can communicate. that can do these things. Like, just don't give up and throw everybody away because somebody hurt you. Because I don't think it's necessarily a hurt. I think it's a learning experience. Look at the good of what you got out of that.
Yeah.
And take that into the next situation.
That's so powerful. That's so powerful on many levels. Because I always say that God gives us our needs.
Right.
We complain about our wants.
Yes.
And most times we've asked for something specific.
Very specific.
And you get it. And you get it. But it didn't come the way you thought it was going to come. It didn't show up in this pretty package like you thought it was. And you may pray for somebody to be away from you, and they show you, and God shows you, and God shows you, and you still be holding on. Tell my Lord, why? Like, I'm showing you. You're asking me, I'm showing you.
Yes.
So I think sometimes we have to definitely stop and tap into, like you said, the power of your tongue. What are you believing in? If you do believe in God and his blessings, recognize them when they come.
Yeah.
Be grateful when they come. Be thankful for all things, you know? So I think that's a very beautiful message to give. But as I am the love doctor,
Okay,
and
girl.
love is my passion, of course I want to know, where is your love life right now?
So, I recently just got out of a relationship.
Okay.
But it ended amicably. Very amicably. We're friends. And I think that it was better off. Like, there was just some things that were going on that I didn't really necessarily agree with, but it doesn't mean that he's a bad person.
Right.
So I just got out of a relationship, and I'm not necessarily looking for a relationship, but I'm open to one. But right now, my energy is on me and what else that I have on the table. I think sometimes, too, we are so caught up in trying to have somebody and not be alone, because there's a stigma of us being black women and being alone, that we take things that just ain't for you. And it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But I'd rather be alone and have Prada than be with a man that cannot give me nada. And what that means is not necessarily financial.
Yes.
Prada in love, Prada in relationship, Prada in prayer, Prada in manifestation for himself. I'd rather be alone and have that by myself than be with somebody that has taken that from me.
I love that. Prada than nada. But it's important, you know, and I say that I call it operating in my lower vibration, because there was a point in time where, like you said, that you weren't pouring into your worth. You knew it. You felt it. And you're like, this is not it. But like you said, like, you want to be a good person and you want to see the best in everybody, and you know, hopefully this will work out and we see the potential. But
Right.
I love that. So right now it's about self-love for you? Okay.
I mean, it's self-love, but it's open love, because who's for me? God gonna bring for me.
Hello.
So it's like, that's what I'm telling you. Like, sometimes we get out of a situation and we're like, I'm just focusing on me. No, baby, I'm not just focusing on me. I've been focused on me when you were here too.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm just giving that attention that I was giving to that person to the things that I can nurture and control, but I'm still putting out that pheromones for the
open to receiving
to
love.
Receive what God wants.
Healthy
from me.
love.
Yeah.
And as far as love goes, I wanted to gift you something.
Okay, girl.
So I wrote a daily doses of love. It's basically just a self-love journal to prompt yourself and remind yourself daily, like, because we do get in the mix of the day-to-day, and it's like, you journal, and I know how important healthy journaling is. And like you said, that whole manifesting thing, I wrote this over a year ago.
Okay.
And I published it, and it's on Amazon, and I never said a word.
Why?
I don't know. And because I'm so focused on what's next, and what's
Right.
next, and what's next. And my friend was like, stop. You published a book. You need to push it. And I haven't posted it, but when I was talking to you, when I was reading about you, I was like, I want to give her one of my journals and just see if it helps and blesses you and your self-love journey, and things that you're doing. And I would definitely love to bless a few of your girls with a few journals as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because I'm telling you, we give them raffle prizes for dancing in the beginning, but then they get prizes for what they learn. So we would welcome your journal.
Okay.
And I will welcome it too. I love that. And let me tell you, you just said something. You've been focusing on what's next. How can you get to what's next if you're not pushing that? Because that may be your door opener to what's next.
I know. I'm working on me.
Okay. So yes, we gonna turn the tables
because,
over
like
here.
you said, that's why I said it's so crazy when I was just watching your story, because I was like, I'm not going back to school. I'm in my master's program right now, because it wasn't about what I thought I was doing. It's about what is next.
Right.
So I was okay with putting things on the back burner, but it is time for me to still push things in different directions. But I definitely want to thank you so much for coming into the studio. Thank you for everything that you're doing. Touching that many young women is so magical, and you are truly a blessing.
Well, thank you for having me, right? And, it's never too late. So I have books that came out in 2009. I still push that book like it's brand new. Mm-hmm. So it's never too late, like you said in the beginning. Like, we're going to press that like it's brand new.
Okay.
And just do what you got to do.
Because I know somebody who is in publishing.
Oh, yes, ma'am. And, like what you're doing, let's get on more, not necessarily for books. I would look for more love and more relationship events and things like that, and push yourself that way. That's where you're going to make the more money at. Because when you go to these book events, there's so many authors there that they're all, is now start sounding like womp, womp, womp as people are there, right? But if you're really there and you're talking about healing and all these things out in your book, you're going to be able to sell that even more, because there's people that's there that's looking for that. That's what the need is. So I would tailor that.
We got to have you come back. We have to have you come back, because there's so much that we can talk about. And speaking of events, we do have the Let's Talk Love with the men. We are catering to men February 24th.
Okay, girl.
And we're learning how to love from them, since they think we don't know. It's best to hear from the horse's mouth. So, and I'm also the moderator, so I wrote all the questions.
Hey.
Because there's things we need to know about love and loving men and how to do it properly, right?
Right.
In the most healthy way. And that's really what the goal is.
Right.
But thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys tap into Let's Talk Love. And you guys go and follow and support Miss Nicola.
Yeah, follow me on all social networks. It's Dr. DRNICOLAM. That's Dr. Nicola Mitchell. That's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Follow Girls Who Brunch Tour on all social media networks. That's Girls spelled out, Who Brunch. Please add the tour at the end. Because I think Girls Who Brunch is real. Like, I think there's some grown people kicking it and stuff. That's not us. So girlswhobrunchtour.com. If you want to speak, you can sign up. If you want to be a volunteer, you can sign up. If you want to donate, if you want to be a vendor, showcase your business. We have a beauty lounge in every city. Like, there's so many different things that you can get involved, but just get involved. And if you don't get involved with us, there are so many other nonprofits out here in this world that are doing the same thing. But please pour into somebody.
Yes, be a blessing.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you guys have a great day.
All right. Bye.